Welcome back, everybody. This is the V-Tamer. Today I have a pretty special deck profile, and this is special because I think a lot of people have been wanting to see a deck like this for a while. People have the cards, they don't know how to play it. We have Titamon, and we have Titamon that's being piloted by my buddy here, Mr. Jonard. And you got first place for this deck, I believe, a few weeks ago, last week?
I got first place this last week, yeah.
A Titamon, that's insane.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't a believer of the deck. He beat me online on Drazo. It was a really nasty turn 2 OTK. And I thought it was a fluke. But then you took this deck and you did it to 4 other people at that local. You got first place. So the deck is actually legit. What were your matchup for that event?
I went up against Angels round 1, which is really tough on its own.
Yeah.
Angels round 1, TS Slop round 2. Round 3 was Beat Break, a green build of Beat Break. And round 4 was Jupiter with Titamon, the new Blue Age Ochu spawn.
Wow.
Really strong cards there.
This is Jimmy's Jupiter.
No, it's not Jimmy's Jupiter. It was Chris Wolf's Jupiter.
Oh, okay. Cool. All goats, people. And for the people who don't know, WildCard is another local here in SoCal. It's a very strong local. So the people that are very nice, you can approach anybody and people will gladly talk to you about anything that you want to talk about. But they are not easy to beat. These are very hard locals. It's a very hard local to beat. You age a lot, you hurt your back being there, you stress a lot when you're at that local. It's such a competitive spot, but it's a very good spot to sort of test and showcase a new deck or anything that you want to try out to see if it actually works or not. So congrats on the first place. Let's get into the profile.
Sure.
Let's start with the Tamas. Let's see what the Webitos are.
Okay. So I run 4 copies Titamon.
This is BT.
This is BT25.
Okay.
The main reason I run this egg is because if you played the game, this is the funniest moment of the entire game.
What?
The reason that you play in this deck is because there's another egg. There's a Doraemon that he's riding on top of.
Okay.
But this card is a lot better. This lets you manipulate memory better, because if you play Titans, you'll know that you want to end on 5 or more memory sometimes on your opponent's side. This also lets you just cheat tempo. This is play any 4 or higher that you trash. So tempo-wise on a turn 2 play or whatever, it can be very, very strong.
And just to confirm, so this card says when a level 4 or higher Digimon card
is trashed from your hand, you can play that card specifically, reduced by 2. Okay. This is also your finisher card. You need this to go into your Titamon plus Golbaluchimon to cheat a kill.
Okay, so this is your main egg no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. The other ones just hurt your consistency. 3s, we got 4 Goblimon, 3 Shamanmon, and 4 Snow Goblimon.
Okay.
These are all the same guy. Kind of. Yes, it's we're running 11 Goblimons, right, in different colors.
Cool.
And the easiest cards to play pretty much are something like Snow Gobbly, then Shaman, then Gobbly's actually... It's not hard to play, but this serves the most vital role, pretty much.
Okay. So what does... Let's start with one of them. What does Snow Gobbly do?
Yeah, so Snow Gobbly says on play, search the top 3 cards of your deck. You can add 1 Demon or 1 Shaman, and then 1 Titan.
Okay.
So pretty much these searchers, as opposed to other TS searchers, can only search Titan cards.
Got it.
Titan cards and like old Ogremons, old Titamons. But this is for searching Digimon cards and your 1 tribal setup card.
Okay, so main searcher.
Correct, yeah. So you search 3, add 2, which is the standard for the game for now, unfortunately. And then you discard a card. Discard a card is actually really important, and we'll go into that later.
Okay.
Shamanmon is kind of the same flavor, but just harder to play. You trash first, then you draw 2. This Goblimon has the standard reduction Digivolution.
Is that reduction relevant for what the deck's trying to do?
Correct. So pretty much the way that this type of deck is built, and I'll go into it later, but this is trying to spit out Titamon on turn 3, your second turn.
Yeah. So
and Titamon is like, he's pretty good, but he's not going to be good turn 8.
Okay.
Depending on the board state. There's a lot of dependencies. But turn 3, depending on board state, he's really, really good.
Okay.
Because a lot of guys have a hard time dealing with him. He has 1 per turn protection. But pretty much what this enables, I'll go over the combo later, but this lets you Digivolve into level 4 and keep turn. And that's the big thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you can play this on like a setup card turn 1.
Correct. Okay. The best opener is this one plus some sort of 3-cost setup card. Then next turn you go level 4, level 5, level 6. Basically deal with that. Okay. The other reason that these are the only rookies that we play, because some people play Labramon, there's some other cards people play, but the Inherit is the most important part of this. You want to initiate your combo from level 4, trashing. The Inherit says, your turn once per turn, when your hand is trashed from this Digimon or Titan trait Digimon, may Digivolve into Titamon or Titan Digimon card in the trash, reduced by 1. So you need this
to do your
underneath level 4, swing level 4, initiate combo, use level 4 effect, from 5 to go to 6.
You know, that's the funny part is the deck, when you do the combo, seems very unga bunga, but the combo sequence is very intricate. It's you're triggering the egg effect, and then you're triggering the level 3 effect, and then turn to the 4,
right,
which is going to trigger the 3 again, and then turn to the 5, which triggers the 4. It's a weird combo, and we'll show it at the end of the video so that people can kind of see how you sequence this to get that really busted turn 2 setup. All right, let's see these level 4s. What do you got?
All right, we got 4 Ogremon, we got 4 Fugamon,
4 red Ogremons,
and 4 blue Ogremons. These are the 3 brothers in the game.
Brothers? You're playing, okay, so you're playing 12 level 4s. You feel like that was too little, too much?
No, you got to run 12 champions.
All of them.
So the reason why...
Whole squad.
Yeah, one of the reasons why you got to bring all 3 brothers is because they have an effect that says, when this card is trashed from your hand, if you have 5 or fewer, you can draw 1. Okay. Some people will run less of this. They'll run like 10 total champions. Some people will run Witchmon, which is also a very cool card, but unfortunately doesn't really build towards your main combo. Okay. This you need it to recharge. The other part that's important is that they have the same inherit as the level 3s. No other Titan level 4s have that inherit.
So they all have the same inherit, and the same when this card gets discarded, if you have 6 or less cards, draw 1.
Then they have the utility of they have their own on plays and attackings that are all a little bit different and answer different board states.
Sure. So this is how you keep hand advantage, and generally with these cards, you want to use them for the discard.
Because you're trashing a bunch, and then when you digivolve from trash, you can +1. But you discarded to initiate that in the first place, so you go card neutral. Okay. These cards, if they get trashed and you digivolve, you plus that way. Okay. And so you run 12 to maximize the chances of having these, both to start your combo and to have a second one to start, recharging a little bit here and there. Okay. So then let's go ahead and talk about what each of them do, because they all are unique. So let's start with Ogremon. All right. Here's my boy. This is my love of my life, Ogremon. He did no wrong, and Leomon's a little rapscallion. So Ogremon has on play when attacking. By trashing a card from your hand, you may suspend a Digimon, and that Digimon cannot unsuspend during your unsuspend phase.
That's pretty good.
So this is a green stun on level 4 that can stun boss monsters. You can stun a Tritusmon, you can stun a Habakirimon, Machine Dramon. Any guy, you can stop them right there. Pretty
interesting.
Much.
Okay.
Yeah, and even if you can't suspend them, you can give them that can't unsuspend effect. So if you're pressuring lethal against something like a Vortex Dramon will eventually have to block at some point. And if Vortex Dramon cannot unsuspend during his turn, he can't gain protection. Gotcha. So you can out him the next turn.
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next we have 4 Fugamon. Some people might call him Red Ogremon.
Red Ogremon.
Yeah, yes, if you're discriminatory, you could call him that. Fugamon has on play when attacking pop a 6,000 DP or less Digimon, which, in your brain, it's like that's pretty standard at level 4. That can be pop level 4 by costing something. The really strong part of this is that 6K is actually a very specific threshold. A lot of cards are 6K. One of the main things in the past formats was Jesmon puts out a 6K blocker with decoy and reboot and all this stuff, and this kills that, and you just don't have to deal with that card anymore.
And I think it's also relevant because a lot of people are playing TS with Agiomon. Yeah. And it's normally 5K base, but it'll cheat out a Homeros, which will bump it to 6K. Yeah. So you can still pop it with this card.
Right. So the other thing is, like, if you can get this out during your combo at some point, if you were to try to get rid of Agiomon, if you hit Agio-Chusmon or Agio-Chusmon Inherit, it'll decode out the level 4 and kill the level 4 right there.
Ah, makes sense. Okay.
So very, very good. I like these guys. Okay. And then you got these guys, Hyogomon, which is a 4 of. This is probably the one that I would cut first if I had to cut something. This was more important in past formats because it gave jamming to your Titamon. It gives so he has on play when attacking. By trashing a card from your hand, one of your guys gets jamming blocker. Okay. And jamming was more important because the old Titamon would swing at 12,000 without jamming inherits. He could die to security right there. Gotcha. But the new one is both bigger and he has his own protection effect, so it's not as important. The blocker is still good for if you can play it out during your opponent's turn by cheating. You can play it during your opponent's turn. You can give blocker to specific guys.
So do you play these cards often on your opponent's turn, or is it mostly...
There are ways to do it. Okay. The goal of these cards, the focus of these cards is have them by turn 2. And if you have extra ones, you can always trash them. You can always draw extra cards.
Keep cycling.
So the inherit, you need this inherit to get a turn 3 Titamon. If you don't have this on level 3, level 4, you're not going to be cheating. All right. So level 5s, we have 4 Skull Belluchimon. We have 2 Skull Greymons, 1 Skull Seadramon, and 1 non-Skull Sharkmon.
Okay. So let's start. I'm guessing the Skull Belluchi is the main one. What does he do?
So Skull Belluchimon has on play when digivolving. By trashing a card from your hand, you pop a level 3 and level 4. Its inherit is giving security attack +1. to Titan boss monsters.
Okay.
Skull Greymon has a on-play when digivolving. By trashing a card from your hand, you give blocker retell to one guy. He also has an on deletion. These 3 guys have on deletions. He also has the same inherit of giving secure attack +1 to Titamons. You have here Skull Seedramon, who has on play when digivolving. You can trash 3 sources, I think.
Yeah, 3 sources.
And if played by effect, you pop some of the bell sources.
That card's actually really good, and it just needs to be able to be played by effect more often.
Right.
But this is a really strong card, very underrated. And
Right.
the inherited effects.
And with Titans, if you're running that level 2, you can always play this for 5. And 5 is expensive, but 5 can trashing 3, pop a guy with a level 5 that comes on board. Extra body that floats in level 4.
Pretty good.
It's good. And this Sharkmon, this is probably a card I could cut at some point, but he has on play when digivolving DDG1. Okay. Very straightforward. Yeah. His on deletion is also the weirdest one. This guy's no on deletion. These 2 are the same one. This guy's a weird one where he reveals the top 3 cards. He plays a TS 7 cost, I think.
Yeah, 7 Titan, I think.
TS? No, any TS. Any TS. Suspended. And that's it. These guys have the same inherit. When attacking, you can tuck a guy to unsuspend, which doesn't really come up much right now in this current build. It could in the future.
I use that effect so much in blue TS.
Yeah.
But okay, I thought you used that a lot to like enable other OTKs.
Yeah, you could in the past. Now you don't really need to because your guy's gonna stay on board.
Okay.
In the past, it wouldn't stay on board. And so the Skull Bluchimon is the one I want to talk about. This one you run 4. Well, this is the easiest to talk about.
Sure.
You run 4 of because you need him for your assembly targets on the level 7. Removal is very strong there. Security attack is very relevant to push thresholds because Sec +1 is okay, but Sec +1 plus Sec +1, that's 3. That's over half of their security that you knock out in 1 turn, right? So hitting thresholds is very important. Skull Greymon is just extra copies of this guy, but he's relevant because if they Digivolve down to Skull Belucci, you have nothing. If they Digivolve down to Skull Greymon, you got Skull Greymon.
And does he have the same inherited Sec +1?
He does. He gives Sec +1
to a Titamon.
Yeah. And then so if you're going 1 stack full combo, this guy comes out. You're giving your Titamon blocker retaliation. He'll be suspended on opponent's turn. It'll be blocker retaliation. If they're a combat deck, they have to swing over it. They'll die. If they Digivolve you to try to out you, you go into Skull Greymon. You float into level 4 or lower. Again, very strong. A lot of cards like these guys are vestiges of my older builds of old Titamon. This is kind of like a toolbox removal stuff.
Okay.
You still run these because I think you get diminishing returns after you go past 6 of these guys pretty much. But you could cut like Sharkmon for one of these because DDG is always good and not good sometimes depending on which deck you're playing against, depending on the meta.
I think also it's a very meta thing. Like I noticed that Sharkmon or Digivolve is always good except in metas where everyone's playing unaffected by Digimon effects,
which happens.
The cards become butt, and it sucks because I don't like cutting the Digivolve from any of my decks, but you kind of have to when they're not affected anyway, and put in a card that will help you with those matchups.
Yeah, because this is a potential tempo play, but only if they have something for you to tempo against, right? Correct. If they don't have anything to tempo against, if you're trying to play offensive, they don't have nothing out there, or if they're unaffected, then this kind of does nothing. It has a really gambly float effect, which is really cool, but itself is not cool. Because he can float into any level 5, which is crazy.
In Blue TS, he floats into Calamaramon, and it's like insane. It's a very underrated card. I just wish right now, with all the unaffected by Digimon effects, he does get nerfed a little bit. Same with Skull Seedramon. Yeah. But if they don't have that, these cards are still really good.
Right. So Skull Sea in this deck is probably the best level 5 you can spit out, generally, because as far as removal effects go. So again, it's not every game, but I had a game where we were playing a store regional, and I was playing round 3 or round 4 against someone, and they were playing Puppets. Puppets is very strong. Okay. Puppets, though, is the type of yellow deck that has to remove what's on board if you have something on board. Okay. So I would end on level 7. Level 7, when he dies, he can go to level 6 or level 5 or lower. And so when he died, he spat out this Skull Seedramon. Skull Seedramon stripped all 3 sources, including protection, from the Cinderellamon. Yeah, Cinderellamon. And he killed the Cinderellamon before contact was made. So just really powerful things these cards can do.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So let's see these megas. What do we got?
All right, we got the big boy in the deck. We got Titamon.
Okay.
And we got Titamon, which are the 2 guys.
The Club Master.
Yeah, right. This is the Unga Bunga Chief. If you play the game, he is one of the coolest characters, I think. He has some random arbitrary lore that makes him different from other Titans.
Really?
So Titans come from a different dimension than the Iliad guys. This guy does not come from that dimension. He shows up somehow in the Titan dimension. He challenged them, he lost, and got recruited to be a general.
Oh. He lost and he got recruited. Okay.
Yeah, because Plutomon, who's coming soon.
Oh, okay.
He's the big guy.
That's the main boss. Okay.
So the Titamons that we have here, this is the new card, the main one. It's
BT25.
correct. BT25. This is an SR. He has on play when digivolving, when attacking once per turn. By trashing one card in your hand, delete all of your opponent's highest TP Digimon. After, if played or digivolved by an effect, trash their top security card. It also has all turns once per turn. When this Digimon would leave the battle area, by trashing 2 cards in your hand, it doesn't leave. All turns, not once per turn. When your hand is trashed from, delete one of your opponent's lowest TP Digimon.
That's interesting. This guy's a board clearer.
My main deck historically was Leviamon. This guy's Leviamon plus trash security plus protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's he's a big guy. And the all turns, not once per turn, is kind of where we want to cheat during our opponent's turn. If they do things that trash cards in our hand or force us to trash cards in our hand or causes some sort of effect that causes us to trash in our hand, if you trash multiple times, then it could be hard game over right there.
You keep deleting.
Correct. Okay. And this card is also really good because I was playing Red Hybrid for a long time. Not a long time, from 81 till now. But Red Hybrid loses to... long time. Red Hybrid loses to Venusmon right now. Venusmon is very, very strong.
Very good.
Especially early Venusmon.
Yep.
They pay whatever amount of memory. If they lock down your guys, you can lose.
That's it, yeah.
This card does not lose to Venusmon. Because if Venusmon strips all your Titamon sources but can't get rid of it, he's going to stay there, and he is not, once per turn, delete their guy, delete their guy, delete their guy, delete their guy.
But so he'll attempt to pop the Venusmon. Venusmon will try to get rid of him, and then he can protect himself. So
right, and then as long as you have cards in hand, which is why the 4s are important, because they recharge your hand.
Got it.
If this guy stays on board, during your turn, if you're going to full combo off of either a sack in the back, or off of an Asuna, or off of whatever, you could trash 3-4 cards right there. And this is going to try popping 3 or 4 times.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not, that's what makes this card.
That's what makes this card good against Venusmon. Yeah.
Okay. And just good in general.
Yeah, very good. And then the other thing is that we have the Sec Plus Inherit. So all Titamons are going to have Sec Plus through the purple Inherit.
Right.
They always do 2 checks. This one gives you a 3rd check by trashing security.
Actually.
And as we know right now, the security bombs are really crazy. A lot of people have a lot of setup cards. Right. After Liberator, all these cards are plus cards, plus memory, all stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll start now. But
yeah. And this will ignore 1 out of those 3. That's a check.
Makes
so
sense.
it's not bad. It kind of knocks out that. But it's doing the 3 checks. Next turn, if he survives, he doesn't have 2 checks on his own. Then you can rush for game.
That's high loss. Yep.
If you could run 6 of him, I probably would run 6 of him. Really? This is the old guy. Old guy is also really good. He digivolves for 1 less.
Right?
This is promo Tita. This guy was like $20 for some reason at some point. Even though nobody plays this deck.
Okay, well, what does he do? Why was he $20?
This guy has on play when digivolving. You can trash by trashing a card from your hand. You can suspend a Digimon or a Tamer. That guy can't unsuspend for the entire turn until the end of your opponent's turn. It also has all turns, once per turn. If you trash a card in your hand, you can play a 4 lower from your trash for free.
Okay.
Yeah, so this guy is, in some matchups, it's actually still really good. In something like Red Hybrid, it's very good because Red Hybrid's not going to always pop your big boss monster, but they want unsuspended Tamers for their turn.
Right.
If you suspend it, lock it down, they can digivolve Aldemon, get nothing. Kill 1 guy, right?
Okay, so you can suspend Tamers with this card.
You can suspend Tamers. So this is your Tamer control. This is, so there's probably a world where you could honestly up this a little bit. I would not do it at the cost of this. I'd probably have to cut something else for heavier consistency. Sharkmon. Just because this is so important. You could be Sharkmon. But this Titamon it's your only form of Tamer control. The hard part about this, the pain point about this card is it has no protection. And if you're going to spend on early boss monster that doesn't threaten game, that doesn't have protection, it's usually not worth running nowadays.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And this guy, by discarding cards, you're able to play a lot of the toolbox double 4s.
Correct.
That you can stun.
So sometimes in really nasty grind games, what can happen is I can end with 2 of these guys. They can Venusmon lock this guy down. He's not in trash, so I can't use him for my next stack. My next stack goes into this Titamon because that's the only one that I have. If I end turn with these 2 guys on board, and I haven't lost yet, they hit security. If security causes something to trash cards, I'm going to plus a body, I'm going to pop a guy. That new body's going to trash another card that's going to pop another guy.
Oh.
And that card value can just be inside.
Okay, I see. So they check like Asuna or an option or something.
Asuna, option, yeah, those are the 2
main ones. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, and I've seen that happen before. And, sometimes I've seen you play it and you kind of hard stand this guy. And I'm thinking you're breaking, but sometimes you feel like that's the optimal play. You hard stand this card, pass over like 7-8 memory, and then, okay, I win from here. But you are sometimes relying on one of those discard outlets to trigger,
right,
which will cause this to happen and brings out a guy, pops my guy, stuns my dude.
Right.
Okay, that's actually...
Yeah, Titamon is one of those things that, like, it really is expensive to pay 13, or in the case, pay 11 with the egg, to play this guy. But if it's the right play, or if it's your only play sometimes, you can win off of that. I had a friend who was playing, he was playing a green gotcha deck. It's a very spicy deck build. But he was playing green gotcha. He had an Imperial Drown Fighter mode out from 81, and he had a Calismon from this current set, plus a level 4 that he had from nowhere else.
Yes.
He just had a
Go. I know what we're talking about. The Go.
And this is, these cards are very hard to out. The Calismon and the Imperial Drown Fighter mode both say if something happens, you can suspend, you can bot deck, you can do all these kind of things. You can fight them. So what I had was, I had this card in hand, and I had a sack in the back with nothing else. I go, all right, well, I'm going to give you 10 memory. I'm going to pay 13, all right? I'm going to trash a card. Okay, when I trash a card, I pop both those guys. Okay, when this card's trash, I'm going to pop that guy. And that was it. That was game right there. The guy could not recover from that. This was like turn 7 or something, but this is the only card I had. But he removed 3 bodies by trashing 1 card.
That's, I'm still trying to figure out if it's worth the 13, but sometimes, you're right. You don't have a choice.
It's not the worst back against the wall play.
Okay, and just
that's
TS players are trying really hard at how to mitigate or reduce the play cost of some of their guys, and like, how do I set this up?
Right,
and you're like, you don't need that. You just
if you only have 5 cards in hand, if you only have 3 cards in hand,
give them the 10 memory.
You might play one of those 1 cards.
Oh, why not? All right. All right. So I do see you. You're very generous sometimes when I see you play this deck. So that's really cool. Okay, so we got the 7, and the 7 is a dual boss monster, and this is what the Doraemon Sunomon eventually turns into.
No, it's the other way around. This is when you first face him, he goes big mode.
Oh, okay.
You beat him, you suck up all his power, and he comes back later as an egg riding another egg.
And the egg wants to fight.
They're just still there. No, they have this old Japanese band voice, and they go, oh, I don't want to spoil it, but he'll show up there with the old Japanese band voice.
Okay. All right, so we have the 7. Titamon, Scobaluchimon, Evo's over green, purple for 4. You're never doing that. What does it do?
The Evo almost never matters for this card. So this card has, and I apologize because these cards all look the same as the other K-Draw alt arts, which I'll fulfill later. This card has Rush, Piercing, Execute. Execute lets you swing end of your opponent, end of your turn. When all your pending effects have happened, you can declare an attack. You can declare an attack on opponent's Digimon, but you'll die at the end of that attack.
Okay.
But it doesn't give you Rush. It doesn't let you bypass your inability to swing when you're played. But this card does have Rush, so that kind of just already gets rid of that thing. He is on play when Digivolving, when attacking, not once per turn. By trashing a card from your hand, you pop all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest TP.
Okay.
And dying is not great. You can pay a lot of memory to get a guy. But this guy's on deletion. On deletion, play almost anything from your trash.
I see.
Any Titamon, any level 5 or lower Titan Digimon.
Okay.
Yeah, so this card is your Blitz Omni for game for people who played 100 years ago, because that card doesn't exist anymore, or your Omni X for game.
It's Omni X for game.
Yeah, or your Hybrid for game. This is the card that lets you kill. Okay. When I'm going into my full Titamon Degenerate combo, you go the new Titamon on your second turn, you clear 3 security, he doesn't die, because he has protection on turn 3. Then you swing again for 2 checks, you slam this guy if you're fully set up. That's the high roll. That's the kill right there.
The high roll. And the high roll, you meaning you're playing this guy with assembly, or you're playing him?
Yeah, assembly is the best way to do it. You don't have to assemble if you have 4 memory, so you can still do that for lethal. it's really like who cares what memory gauge is that if you win, right?
Right. So first Titamon swings for 3.
Correct.
And then it normally stays on board.
It very often stays on board.
Okay, so then are you oftentimes just hard timing this guy for the full 14?
No, I'm usually assembling for it because I'm digging for the pieces.
So you're trashing the stuff.
Yeah, the deck is built to try to kill on turn 3 or turn 5, so my third turn pretty much. You don't always get it. That's okay. But this card is what you need to finish the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
The other part of this card is that he has very, very strong removal in itself. He has on play when Digivolve when attacking, not once per turn. Right. He's a double board wipe. He can, if your opponent has things with all the same DP, let's say like something with a lot of tokens or something with like you spam rookies on board, he'll clear all the rookies, then I'll go for the sixes after that. You know, and with Rush, Piercing, Execute. With Execute, he can also swing on Digimon.
He can swing unsuspended Digimon?
Correct.
Right, regardless? Okay.
Yeah, he can swing on anything. Right. Gotcha. So like this guy just wants to come out and fight. Gotcha. And we build a deck for him to fight.
Okay. Does he get DP boost in this deck, or does he always swing at?
There's no DP boost in this build. Okay. There are cards that can give you DP. Dan Yuki is the card. BT25 Dan Yuki. That's a card that can get plus EP. Because you have a lot of DP, this guy could be plus 10k on your turn if you really wanted to go that way. Okay. But usually not. Usually it's at 14.
Got it. Tamers and options. What do we got?
Let's do it. So we got 3 BT24 Asuna Shirokis.
Okay.
We got 4 Invasion of the Titans and 2 In Between Theaters.
Okay.
This card doesn't really matter. This is memory boost. I'm not running.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter in terms of it's not very interesting. It doesn't have interactions in the deck.
But this will let
it helps you get combo.
Okay.
So if you rookie play this turn 1, very strong. If you Goblimon plus these, very strong. But this can do it with any other rookies.
Okay.
These cards are the more interesting cards that we want to talk about.
Sure.
Asuna Shiroki, she's on play, trash 1, draw 2. Start of turn, if you have 4 less memory, you can bot deck this to play a 4 lower or an Asuna. So you could go like infinite. You could like not lose any cards with this.
Right.
But the really important part is that you can play out 3s or 4s. You could turn 1 if you go Gobbly in the back. You play this, you trash a Snow Gobbly. Then you start of turn, you bot deck this guy, play the Snow Gobbly, see 3 more cards. You saw 5 cards right there. Then you can do all that before picking whether to go out or not. Right. So very strong.
Start of turn and guys see.
Correct. And the other thing that you can do is this is your comeback card. So a lot of TS decks have seen this. Beelstar's definitely seen this also, where if they clear you and you have nothing except for this card, you can still play. This card will spit out a level 4. Level 4 will be there if you have a level 5 that trashes from your hand. So any of the skulls, any of the Skull Greys or the Skull Bluchies, you can Digivolve on top of that and then go into 6 again off of the level 4 inherit.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So very important card. Unfortunately, doesn't synergize with the rest of the deck in terms of you can't pick it up with Snow Goblimon.
Oh,
so it's kind of, you could probably run 1 less of this, 1 more of this. You could probably run 1 more of this, cut something else. I used to only run 1 of these and 4 of these, but this card's really good in this stack version of this deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Invasion of the Titans. This is my one biggest gripe with this deck. This is probably the biggest limiter of the deck right now.
Limiter.
It's
a 4.
In terms of, this is the only tribal setup card.
Okay.
Right.
This is a pretty good setup card too.
It is very good. So it has on play, draw 2, trash 2.
Yes.
And then you set this in the battle area. And it has a delay effect that says your turn. If you play if it is a Titan or Digimon, when any of your Titan Digimon are played, you can delay, so trash is a security. You can play a 5 or lower from trash without paying the cost. That's really good. 3 memory to play level 5 while cycling cards. The previous turn is very strong,
Wait, so how do you trigger the delay again? When
the delay is if a Titan is played while your opponent is at 5 or more on your turn.
You have to pass or 5. So you have to be generous with this deck.
Memory manipulation is very important for this deck.
You're not memory choking.
Memory manipulation in terms of giving your opponent memory, not in terms of saving anything yourself. In terms of really trying to push them out of the game, you got to be a generous man. You're going to learn about others before yourselves.
How to give memory. That's one of the that's the thing about Time Changers, that you're forced to give a lot of memory, and it's so counterintuitive to how Digimon's played normally
for so long.
Yeah, for so long, and now you're like trying to figure out, how do I give them 5 or 7 memory so I can play these kind of things.
And personally, I love very interesting plays and mechanics, and this is probably the biggest upside in mechanics since I started playing the game. Because since the beginning of the game, it's choke to 1, choke to 1, choke to 1.
Correct.
Now it's don't choke to 1. It's either give them 5 or more, or I want to give you 5 for my own benefit, not to delay you, right?
That's insane. If I give them 7 memory, I might lose, but if I give them 8, I might win. It's crazy how the game's played right now.
This card also has a security effect of you can play a 4 or lower from hand or trash, and then you add this card to your hand. These 2 cards have the unique position of trashing on your opponent's turn if they're checked as security.
Got it.
So you have effectively 7 security bombs if you have the right level 6 out.
Okay, and the right level 6 being the promo Titamon or the any Titamon?
BT25 Titamon.
Got it.
The promo Titamon can play a free body, and that can be very impactful. You can play out like an Ogremon to suspend something. You can play out a Hyugamon to set up a blocker, or give blocker to anything else. Or you can play out a Searcher Rookie that gives you 3 more cards. This is it pluses, but not as much as Liberator decks and Beat Break decks, but definitely pluses at us.
Now, that was the whole deck, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, with any changes you would make to the deck, or I know you mentioned Sharkmon as a potential cut, but is there anything else you would want to include?
Right. So, if I were a braver man, I would probably cut the Sharkmon and really go for that 1 stack style build where all you're doing is just this exact combo. This deck I have made much more aggressive and cut out a lot of the slower, grindier parts of the deck. Okay. Just because Titans really wasn't able to match the power level of something like Medusomon. Medusomon pretty much bullied this deck and all my purple decks out of the game for a long time. And you could still go to level 6 back then on turn 3.
Sure.
The only difference was that level 6 would die. So this time now you have a guy that he has 1 protection. He threatens lethal by pushing. Yeah, so pretty much the other cards that you would play are things you could play if the meta gets slower.
Okay.
If for some reason you can match the slower decks. I don't think you can match Beat Break. I don't think you can match Liberator decks.
Sure.
They can really push you out really easily. But if you were to run slower builds, something like Witchmon is also very interesting.
Witchmon, okay.
Witchmon is the new level 5. She has 6K, so she survives Ruin mode off the bat. That's really important. She's on play when attacking, also same triggers as the level 4s. By trashing a card from your hand, you can pick up a Digimon card from your trash, any Titan trait. And then if played by effect, she pops level 5.
Oh.
So if you play off of the level 2 Inherit for the BT25 one, or if you play her off of Titamon, you play her off of Titamon level 7, you play her off of Invasion of Titans, you play her off of Asuna, she can pop a level 5. So level 4 that comes out, she picks up a card.
5.
She pops a 5. So 4 that pops a 5, right? 4s that pop 4s, whatever. 4s that pop 5s. All right,
that's pretty good. Yeah, that's some real stuff.
I think the strength of the deck right now is that you can do this very strong linear combo that threatens game. That's always very easy to play. It's good for players if you don't want to think too much sometimes, or like you want to save your brain for other parts. But if you want to mastermind your way out of different board states, or to create a death trap board state, which purple players, I know you guys, this is very good at that. Yeah. I think one of the things that I've seen online that I don't agree with, unfortunately, is that people think that this is a gimmick deck. They think that they want to use something like Asuna and old limited Scopalucci to go into a big guy on your start of turn, and they use Mem Set Mana to go back to 3, right? It has its own merit. It's not very strong. It doesn't threaten lethal, really. This new Titamon kind of invalidates all that, and I think that this deck, if played properly in the right hands, it's very scary. I didn't want to make this deck profile because I want to face more Titamons in regionals, but that's what it is.
I mean, you know what? If you're doing this turn 2, it doesn't matter what they have against you, that you still are probably going to kill them by turn. That's all we got. Any shoutouts, anything you want to say to the people that are watching? You mentioned the deck profile, hard to play.
But I want to shout out to my locals. Wildcard is the main one that I go to. I also go to DX7 and Legacy. These are all locals around us. Very friendly, core TCG, very generous pricing.
Very generous.
Players are what make this game survive, though, more than just the shops. Yeah. I really appreciate the guys that I play with. You guys know who you are.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, thank you for all that. I appreciate you. Like and subscribe if you guys like more of this, and thanks so much. See ya.